have time to take care of his uncle every night. Call every night, how you doing, uncle? Do you need any food? Do you need any this? Do you need any that? You know, it means a lot to me when you care about people, but somebody care about you. It just means a lot to me that to see a patient of mine like Doris, like him, they will come in, how you doing, you know? Because you used to tell the patient how you doing, but the patient telling you how you doing. Or you take somebody and says, okay, you look stressed, you need some rest. You know, even as criticism, it's still a good thing to do. And I have a wonderful, wonderful family that we are very, very close. We have over 100 cousins and more than that, and grandchildren and all that here in Egypt and London, every place. So hopefully we'll continue that way. Is this like going to be in my pistol or but?
You want me to point it up higher?
Yeah. Oh, good. That's fine like that.
There you go.
Anyway, I answered your question about the probiotic. It is already 7:35, and I want Dennis to tell me to give me the okay.
This way.
If you want me to wait or you want me to start.
No, you can start. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Dennis is sponsoring the lecture. Doris is the grandmother. She's godmother. She's guiding everybody to do things right. And Helene, back right there in Florida, is even over that. You all know Helene Bars, but lots of you, right? She's a wonderful lady, and you know, and we all love her. The lecture tonight is about hormones. And this is probably the first time I ever spoke on details on the hormones for men and women and how important those hormones are for controlling the quality of life of everyone. Let me just adjust all of that to be sure we are. Oh, this is so long, you know, maybe.
You need a chair?
No, I just need to tell them to go up. Raise the floor, maybe. You're gonna go like this all night, you know. So in any case, what's that? Yeah. It's usually a table is for lectures higher than that.
Can we put?
But in any case, that's fine. You can put some. That thing right there. What is behind it right there? What's that?
It has knobs on it.
Huh?
It has knobs on it. You can't turn it.
That thing. Put it underneath that.
Oh, you?
What in the
Does it have knobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we can.
Well, no, wait a minute. I can take care of it.
Yeah, that might work.
No. Just put it sideways on.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
So the rest you.
And we can go swimming.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody have taken omega-3 tonight. So in any way, this lecture is going to be recorded, and it will be on YouTube immediately. So you don't have to buy videos or DVDs. And then also you will. How long before we put this on YouTube?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And then that's what we're doing for the future lectures from now on. No longer we're going to sell DVDs or videos because it's getting to be too expensive on people. And then also it's not convenient. So the idea was Tamer's idea, and my grandchildren were involved in putting it on YouTube for me, since I don't know what YouTube means. I thought the tube looks like you. But in any way, have anybody seen it on YouTube?
In fact, I was looking a little bit today.
Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yeah, it seemed fine. Yeah, it seemed fine.
Fine?
Yeah.
Okay. So in any way, the hormones, what are they? To explain to you about hormone, you have to know that the human body, it looks like this, made from skeleton. I think this is focus, yes. And then that skeleton makes blood for us, and there is a hormone control that. Are you following me or no?
Yes.
These white blood cells, red blood cells, lymphatic cells, defense cells, killer cells, mono cells, lymphatic cells, platelet cells, all controlled by a hormone, comes out of the kidney. The name of it, erythropoietin, which you don't have to write it because you're not going to remember it anyway. So just trust me, there is a hormone from the kidney, because there is no erythropoietin. You can go to the store and buy it. But you have to know that if you don't have a healthy kidney, you're not going to have healthy erythropoietin. And that is the hormone that tells the bone marrow, make all this defense, all these cells, all these things. How does it work? That hormone comes out from the kidney. The kidney is right here, and then give the message to the bones cells to tell it that person needs more white cells to fight a flu. The other person needs different cell to fight an allergy. A third person needs another cell to fight cancer. Another person. It's amazing mechanism. Every single night, I watch a program called God Miracle in Science. And that is coming from Egypt. It's in Arabic, and then naturally I speak the language, but it's science. It's advanced science, what is new. And you hear things, you see things you didn't know, that the cell that gives that order, it will have 1 million problems to solve every second. And one of them just to give the order of the hormone. You see what I mean? How complicated it is. And they're all in the same time, happening at the same time. So when you're sitting here, and the guy next to you or the girl next to you, they have virus, or they have bacteria, or they have a cold, you don't have to worry about it, Because if your immune system is good, you don't have to say, gee, I didn't really have a cold. What you can do about it anyway, if you have a cold? You're going to lock yourself in the bedroom until you get better? No. We live in an environment that's full of enemies. Those are viruses, there are bacteria, they are fungus, they are molds, they are, and even cancer, all the stuff. And we have to have a good immune system. So that hormone does that. The reason I'm preparing you in your mind with that hormone, because the father of that hormone is one of the articles I gave you in your hand. It's called DHEA. Is the father of that hormone that was discovered only 15 years ago. We didn't even know exists, that sunflower seed oil is the only source of it, and we gave it to people. We'll talk about that in the DHEA. And then you see how this is going to be connected to that. There are things you can do on your own. And that DHA is connected to Chapman nutrition also. So everything is connected to everything. I just want to take a very complicated subject called hormones and make it simple for you to understand so you can take the proper nutrition for it also. This body, if it gets its hormones from the kidney, then it has no problems. Above that kidney, there is a gland. What's the name of it?
Adrenal.
It's called adrenal. Adrenal glands makes a lots of hormones. Makes estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHA, makes aldosterone, all kind of hormone for adrenaline, noradrenaline, all kind of things. These all called what? Hormones again. You follow me? I'm just taking you a trip inside the body, hormone trip, to make you understand why in my practice I decided 22 years ago to switch from just poor nutrition alone to nutrition and hormones. And we selected women first for 15 years, then only the last 5 years we pay attention to men. And the reason behind that is because women was easier for me to convince them about health. Men usually stubborn about health, about hormones, about anything. They just like to argue, you know. This is why they die earlier. But listen to this. The men who are in Shakti are different. Those men are like we know lots of them in the room here. Those people who are men like that, open-minded men, they live to be 100 and 110, 120 in the future. And we have a guy got married at 91 at Comnick, which you probably know him, he's in Barrington, when his wife died. So in any case, the people who want to believe they can, who don't want to believe they can. It's up to, everybody is up to them. Other hormones, let's just go take inside the body. The master gland right here, what's the name of it?
Pituitary.
That's right. The pituitary gland, that's a gland sits in the middle behind the eye, and also it has a mother gland above it called the hypothalamus, and then has another gland above it called the thalamus. So anybody here who does not believe that we were created as human beings, we were not monkeys, we were not, if you want to believe your ancestors were monkeys, you're entitled to it. You can put it in your birth certificate, and I will not reject that. Just put the proper picture next to it. So in any case, if you study human being, study the miracle of creation of a human being, you know, this is no accident. This is a special creature on this earth under the direction of the God who created it, and that has nothing to do with dogs and cats and monkeys and apes and all the stuff. It doesn't mean those creatures are not important to our life, but we don't belong to them. And then this pituitary gland, it's not in some of those animals. How did we get it? And how did that gland, the pituitary gland, which has 7 hormones, secretes every single morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, that gland wakes up and starts secreting messengers to hormone to go to the thyroid, hormone to go to the parathyroid, hormone go to the adrenal, hormone goes to this, to this, to this, to this, to these places, to the ovaries, to the testicle, to every place, hormone coming up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Who wakes that gland up? Who told it to wake up always at 4 o'clock? The creator of that gland told it. That is the time. It's related to the sun. You follow me? The daylight start once, even if you are in a dark room, completely dark, your body senses there is sun is shining someplace 1,000 miles away from you. You follow me? And you can sense it by 5 o'clock. You start yawning, go to the bathroom and all of that. And by 6 o'clock, you just restless here and there. By 7 o'clock, you got to get up and go to the bathroom and do things. You got to go to work and have breakfast and do farming and do what you have to do, feed the horses and all that stuff like Joanne does. You know, so all of these things, is pre-programmed that way. That gland also makes what? Hormones. So how many doctors have measured these hormones? It's 1 in a 1,000, 1 in a million doctors will be measuring hormones. They might measure thyroid, they might measure estrogen, let's say. But you know how many hormones do we have? You have a lots of hormones inside the body. Over 60 different hormones. I just can't go through each one of them, but they all related to nutrition. And if you want them all to work together, you're going to be the happiest person in the world. And I will show it to you. This is the pituitary, have all these hormones. You follow me? I'm not going to get into details. What do they look like? What the chemistry and biochemistry and all this stuff. That's not going to be my subject, except the hormones that relate to breast cancer, the estrogen, synthetic estrogen, that's going to be mentioned today in details, because that's part of the hormone I wanted to cover, because soy protein and a natural hormone prevents breast cancer. It does not cause breast cancer. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit details before the end of the lecture. So you heard me saying that it's pituitary, and there is thalamus and hypothalamus. Everybody is awake or somebody going to sleep? Okay, I'm watching you. So have the cold water sitting right here so we can, yeah, we can, right. You know. So in any case, that's why we have a lecture on hormones. You see, when you ask me about probiotic lecture, that is a big question. A bigger question, hormones. Then you go down, you find the thyroid receives orders to secrete hormones. It's called the thyroid. And the thyroid does lots of things for us. It gives us energy. It makes us think. It makes us feel good. You know, if you have a low thyroid, you feel miserable. You feel tired. You feel fatigued. If the thyroid is too much, you have atrial fibrillation. You have fast heart. You could lose so much weight. So hormones has to be controlled. And without thyroid, we will not be enjoying our life. The parathyroid around it, there are 4 of them. Have you heard about parathyroid? Well, now you did. Parathyroid is a gland, watch it now, it's behind the thyroid. So we turn it backward like this, and then we can see it. You see it now? In the other side, you could not see it because it was in the back. But now you can see it well. Okay, now we'll put it back like I was. It's in the back. Those 4 glands, imagine that if I tell you this, I can have you live comfortably without a thyroid by giving you natural thyroid hormone, this and that. But I cannot do it without parathyroid. Parathyroid is so tiny, as big as sesame seed. It controls all the calcium and the phosphorus and the vitamin D of the whole body. Control the kidney, control the bone, control the brain, control all of that. This little seed as big as a sesame seed. When you eat a calcium, drink a glass of milk, or eat a piece of cheese, or take a calcium supplement, you think, oh, just like that's going to go in, just like Mother Nature did it, and like our ancestors, the monkeys, did it, you know, just going to go inside by itself. And no. When the calcium arrives to the stomach, there is a guy sitting in the stomach wall, analyzing everything you eat. And once he sees calcium coming in, he's waiting for that. It's called cholecalciferol. Mr. Cholecalciferol is vitamin D. Okay? So cholecalciferol sitting there waiting for what? Calcium. Only calcium. Imagine just one mineral have its own hormone waiting for it in the intestine? But how about the sodium? Potassium doesn't have that. Why the sodium potassium doesn't have its own hormone and the calcium does? Because the calcium is more important than the sodium and potassium. Calcium is your life. Sodium, potassium, yeah, if it's low, you get lightheaded and you want to eat some salt, you have a taste. If it's too much, you want to urinate it out, drink some water and wash it, but not the calcium. If it is low, you're shaking like this, hyperventilating, and you cannot sit, and crying and depressed and cramps and seizures and all that. If it's too high, you have stones and you have blocked arteries and you have that. Just balance like this. This guy sitting in the intestine right here, let me just put some intestine right there, here, and some guts right there. He's sitting right here, and once he sees the calcium coming in, he calls the gland, mother gland right here, it's called the parathyroid gland, tell it, I just saw some calcium coming in the meal. This gland here, the tiny seed, it has long arms. And also, look at where it's located at. In right here, in the carotid bone. Right here, right there. You can't escape from it. All the blood going to the brain, in and out, has to pass by it right here. And this analyzes calcium all the time. All the time. Every millisecond. Analyzes calcium. And they got the message got that the message says, there's calcium coming in, supplement. Oh, great. It tells this guy, allow it to come in. Only 10% can come in. So the maximum amount of calcium you can absorb, even if you're low, is 10%. Even if you took, this is why we talk about calcium. Ladies and gentlemen, we say, be generous with calcium, because you're only going to absorb 10%. Why is that? Don't ask me, because I know the reason, but God knows a lot more than I do. Calcium, for some reason, if it's allowed to go freely inside, it can destroy the brain and the heart and the muscles and everything. It's a very powerful ionic chemistry creature, so it has to be controlled. So the calcium will go in 10%. It has to go in carried by the cholecalciferol, the vitamin D. It has to carry it. And when it has to carry it, it has to go to the kidney with it. And the kidney will receive it and attach another atom to it, and it's called dicholecalciferol. It becomes two, attach two of them together and release it back. And this goes to the parathyroid gland again. And the parathyroid gland approves it. Then attach to it the parathyroid hormone and send it all the way to the brain and the bone and places, and tell it go and to the bone and ask the bone how much calcium you need. Go to the brain, ask the brain how much calcium you need. Go to the bladder, to everybody see how much calcium they need. You follow me? So, calcium enters. What does calcium do all the time? Stabilize cells. Stabilize life. So people who say, and I want to warn you about this, people who say, milk is our enemy, that's really not true at all. You know, it is true they add, see people allergic to milk because there are hormones, there are DDTs, there's pesticides, but milk is a great food. The mother, human mother, what does she make the best for her baby? Milk. The mother cow or a horse, what does she make for her baby? Hamburger, McDonald's? No, milk. You follow me? So please be generous with milk in your diet. And people who have intolerance, that's your problem. because you can make yourself tolerant. Intolerance means you have not been drinking it since you were a child. You can drink 1 teaspoon a day of milk. For 6 months, you became tolerant. Because you don't have lactase, you became lactose intolerant, but by taking a teaspoon of milk, you make lactase enzyme, then you can digest more and more and more, because that will help you with cheese, will help you with yogurt, will help you with other good stuff that we enjoy in life. Are you following me or no?
Yes.
So this is the parathyroid gland. That's how it works. That's how the calcium. We don't have the time to get in details. As Doris remember, we used to have a whole lecture just on calcium or that. But I want to tell you another miracle here. When the calcium with the dicholecalciferol vitamin D and the parathyroid hormone reach the bone, this bone right here, what does it do? It cannot enter. The calcium cannot enter the bone, cannot enter the heart, cannot enter the cells of the body without the permission of estrogen and testosterone and DHEA and thyroid. Imagine that he already came in with all these soldiers of protection. No, no, no. Those cells of the body have guards on around them. They have thyroid hormone guarding, insulin is guarding, growth hormone is guarding, DHA is guarding, estrogen is guarding, and different kinds of estrogen, testosterone is guarding, and then this little tiny cell will open the door. That cell, if you look at it, I wish we have 18, 20 hours to stand right here, keep talking and talking, because creation, the miracle of creation by God is so exciting, so interesting, that the more you explain it to people, the more they become believers, the more they have faith, the more they listen. You follow me? Why do children don't listen? Because they don't know any of that stuff. You tell a child, believe in God, so what? For a child, his God is his mother. Whoever feed him is his God. You follow me? Or pray before you eat. He just go like, okay, mom, I pray. But he's looking at the mother, what she's going to give him for food. You follow me? But we adults have to understand these children are innocent and they're still growing and they're going to learn more and more in life. And we should expose them to these things. My grandchildren right here, when they were very young children, I sat with them. And even my nephew, I explained all the stuff to them 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because it was part of my life to make him believe that nutrition is science and is important. So these hormones that puts, like say the estrogen, is going to put the calcium in the bone. So what's going to happen to the bone? It's going to be stronger, right? Then we don't have what? Osteoporosis. Okay, and you know the brain, if we want to go have a good night's sleep, sometimes we drink a glass of milk and calcium. So if it enters the brain, so what we're going to have at night? When you drink a glass of milk, warm a glass of milk before you go to bed, what are you going to have? You're going to be calm, right? So it is involved in so many things. Even the people who have allergy to milk, you know what we tell them, like this young lady over there said? We tell them, okay, fine, don't drink the milk, but get some yogurt. Make fresh yogurt at home yourself. And I had to teach my patient, I can't believe people are so spoiled, they don't even know where the chicken came from, or where the beef came from, where the eggs came from. And then I had to make some yogurt. How do you make yogurt? Oh gosh, you know, go to internet. You're so savvy with the computer. Why don't you spend a little bit? And then I tell them, make some yogurt. And take a bowl of yogurt this big before you go to sleep. And put some honey on it. And then put a little bit of instant protein, soy protein, chocolate protein with it. Do you know how delicious that is if you eat it cold and slowly before you go to bed? You follow me or no?
Yeah.
What you have done, you coated your mouth with probiotic, so you're not going to have a bad breath, right? Then you coated the esophagus with yogurt, then you're not going to have GERD or heartburn, right? Because sometimes we have acid. Then you coated the stomach, then you don't have any cramps or gas. Then it goes inside with honey, giving you energy all night, then you don't have nightmares and bad dreams. So in any case, this is just a simple thing you can do, and you don't do it. People want to have, you know, all kind of bad food before they go to bed. But this is how we should deal with the body, with the calcium. Leave the calcium out, and let's go down. We talked about vitamin D. Talk about the other gland right here. The pancreas is a gland, makes hormone. What does it make? Any hormone. Just give me one, and I like you more. Just one hormone. Insulin. Okay, that's fine. Thank you for telling me. Okay. Insulin is important or not? Right? Is insulin important for us or not?
Yes.
Can we have a sugar enter the cell, give us energy without insulin? You know, diabetic patients, what do they take? Insulin. So you don't have to do that. You can just have your own body making your own insulin. And then in the pancreas, what does the pancreas need to make good insulin? Good diet. Like we said, how many people heard me before? I forgot to ask that question. You heard me before? Just raise your hand. Okay. All right. So about 20%. Okay. For the people who did not hear me, you need to get in the so-called YouTube and listen to the lecture of why we need food supplement, why do we need better this, better that. You go back to that. But I'm not going to teach you about nutrition and that part tonight. Pancreas needs good food. Pancreas digests meals. Pancreas doesn't need pork, doesn't need heavy meals, doesn't need all kind of junk. Pancreas is delicate. So when you eat a meal, let's say you're going to eat lunch, you're going to have some salad for lunch. What's wrong with that? The pancreas will love it. Why is the pancreas will love salad?
Easy to digest, it has its own enzymes.
But what did you say again?
It's easy to digest because it has its own live enzymes in it.
Okay, what you said half right, half wrong. Let me tell you why. The salad has cellulose. Cellulose with chlorophyll is the substance that expands in the bowels and makes absorption easier. It's like a fiber, So cows, they have 4 stomachs. They have cellulase. They have the cellulase. They can digest that. This is why in horses we don't give, me or Joanne right here, we don't give moldy hay to our horses, right? Because they will die. But if we have a cow, we give the moldy hay to the cow because nothing can hurt a cow. She can eat anything. So the pancreas likes cellulose, like you said, because it doesn't have to work for it. Doesn't have to make anything for it. But it's a bulky thing and expand the stomach, then your absorption increase. Besides, it's like a scrubbing fiber. It expands and it goes around and around and around. What does it do now? Scrubs the intestine 12 feet all the way down to the outside. That means removes toxins and cancers and polyps and heals ulcers. And you can imagine if somebody having heartburn, and let's say you're the friend, and they ask you, I have heartburn, what would you recommend? You still check the product, what would you say to me? You tell them, okay, why don't you take some 20 or 30 alfalfa before you go to bed? You follow me? So what have you done? You gave him You give him salad in the form of the alfalfa. Because alfalfa, it's good for, so you have to understand that fibers is very important to the pancreas. But what do the people eat really for the pancreas? They go to the restaurant, they will have the sausage, they have the eggs, they have the beef, they have the steaks, they have all the stuff that it takes so much work to digest. But the easy stuff like oatmeals or simple things, they don't want because it doesn't taste good. You understand? Even bacon sausage or turkey sausage that is being burned on the wood, and it has carcinogens in it, is full of cancer-causing called free radical. It has the smell, the good taste that everybody will rush for it. You follow me or no? Mm-hmm. Because the scientists who make this food, they study the taste. You've seen them in the shopping centers. You want to taste? You want to taste? I said, no, thank you. You can taste it for me. and then buy 5 pounds when you go home too. But for me, I'm buying salad. Or shakli alfalfa instead.
So where am I half wrong?
You have wrong because the enzymes that's in the salad, it does not benefit us.
Well, doesn't it keep the pancreas from synthesizing enzymes?
No,
Keep
no.
the burden off of it?
It can't. In the cow, yes. In the cow, yes, it does. But for human being, we have amylase and lipase and all the trypsin, the digestive protein, carbohydrate, and fat. We can digest starches up to 70,000 molecular weight, but the alpha cellulose is 1 million molecular weight. We don't have that enzyme to do that, but it doesn't mean we don't need it. The problem here, we do need it in the morning with the oatmeal. We do need it for lunch with salad. We do need it. And then you have right when you said it, because I can prove that you are right. Because when we have raised horses, like me and this young lady right there, we feed them alfalfa, right? We don't give them steaks, we don't give them eggs, we don't give them anything. And then they eat alfalfa and they're so strong like a horse. An elephant eats alfalfa, dinosaurs eat alfalfa. You know, where's the steaks and those animals? The lions who eat meat only this big, the dog is this big, the cat is this big, and they don't even live that long. But look at elephants and the animals who eat salads from the ground. How long do they live? Long time. So I wanted to say to you, the pancreas, to help it, give it fruits, give it good chocolate soy protein, give it olive oil, give it salads to help it, to expand, to calm it down, to relax it. You know, because when you expand the intestine in front of the pancreas, like this, it will pour out easier. And also will make insulin. That's a hormone. So when we have a sick pancreas, we have no insulin. So what disease do we have? Diabetes. And diabetes causes syndrome X, and this causes us to have heart disease and others. Then we'll go down below right here to the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland is a gland that wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning with the mother upstairs, and this is the daughter downstairs, and then it secretes, what does it secrete? Adrenal gland. That's right. I'm glad you said that, because the name of it, adrenal, you know, adrenaline. So it secretes adrenaline, that we need lots of it. And noradrenaline, does it feel good when you have adrenaline pouring in your system? Yes, we need the adrenaline to have energy. And then how many people have fatigue? As a matter of fact, the topic of next lecture is going to be fatigue. What can we do about it? What nutrition we can do for it? You think that's a good topic?
Yes, sure.
I'm glad you agree. I was going to do it that way anyway. So in any case, but I'm glad you agree with that. It's subjects that every year we put 2, 3, 4 subjects out in the YouTube, and we do more and more. So this hormone also is important. Diabetic patients suffering from insensitivity to insulin. Adrenal gland right here secretes adrenaline that gives us energy. Secretes something to control the blood pressure. It's called the what? Aldosterone hormone, renin hormone, angiotensin hormone. So it also secretes DHEA. It secretes estrogen, secretes progesterone, secretes testosterone. That gland is sitting right there, right here, listening to her mother up there. In case if you screwed up everything in your life, they both sitting to correct you because you did not do a good job for yourself. So once you have these hormones in order, then whatever food you eat, that food will go in the stomach, will be digested. That food will go to the liver, which will be metabolized. Then will go to the heart, that will be pumped. Then will go in the artery to every cell in the body. And we talked about the cells, right? You were with me when we were talking about cells and hormones and all of that. Let us look at the hormone outside of the cell and the hormone inside the cell. This is the cell. It has a wall. And you cannot penetrate that wall. What is the difference between plant cell and a human cell? A salad cell, lettuce cell, and a human cell. Human cell have a wall. Lettuce cell have no wall. So that is the difference. This wall will only allow certain food to go in. It has canals like this, doors. They open and close like this. It has hands sticking out like this to grab food. It has a mother that tells it what to do. It has a furnace called mitochondria that burns and creates energy. So let us go with a healthy child just been born inside his cell and see what happened. The baby just ate food, and the food, let's say, it has honey, it has sugar, natural sugar, it has protein from the milk, it has fatty acids from the little fat the mother gave him, it has minerals, and it has also vitamins and water and all of these things. You don't see any fibers in the blood, right? Fibers never enter the blood because they're too big. So for this food to enter, there is somebody sitting in the wall of the cell right here with two hands. This guy sits right here. He have to get an order at 4 o'clock in the morning from this guy right here. There's a guy, a chemist right here, and he have to send him a message with a messenger called RNA messenger, written prescription, to tell it, by the way, it's 4 o'clock, the guy's going to go to work, the woman's going to do this and this and this, we need this following shopping list for the day, and give it to him. And the night before you ate the yogurt, and you ate the vitamins, you ate the chocolate, you ate all of that, so you have, your blood is full of all nutrients, and you give it to him. This guy here got a message from somebody sitting in this nucleus here to tell him, wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So this wakes this. And this is the furnace. Then he sent this messenger to this guy here to tell him allowed to come in, and the hormones are sitting here, and the hormone, they shove the food inside. The food entered. Where the food gonna go? So, see, this is how complicated things. There is 1 million steps. It has to take place right now. So this food, to enter, and give you energy, and you feel no fatigue, no time. You feel all this energy when you wake up, because food plus oxygen is equal energy plus waste. You got the point or not? If you have a car and you want to go to some place, you have to put fuel plus oxygen, you have energy to run the car, and you have a muffler is creating waste. That's chemistry. That's how it works. But how really does it work? We have enzymes here to break this food down. We have hormones right here to tell it how much to break. You got the point now. I said hormones. Do you know how many hormones in that step right there? 10,000. 10,000 hormones working together. So you cannot just say, I'm going to take hormones, I'm going to take... No, you have to take the parent's hormones, the thing that makes hormones, like the vitamins, the omega-3, the soy protein, the DHA, the natural estrogen, if you don't make enough estrogen, natural testosterone. But you cannot just keep taking more and more and more hormones because everybody telling you, you need to buy our product, you need to buy this, buy that. There is so many hormones in the market, that's dangerous. You cannot take every hormone in the health food store. You follow me or no? Everybody makes a product nowadays, they sell our product is a miracle. Have you heard that or not? I have people calling me, companies calling me from China, from Japan, from Minnesota, places like that, tell us, we want you to support our company, we want you to recommend it. I don't belong to any company, not even Shaklee. I recommend Shaklee because I believe in it, but I do not distribute it. Because if I do, they said, okay, you distribute it because you sell it, you make profit from it. So I quit a long time ago. So if we don't have the hormones here, that is testosterone, that is estrogen, that's insulin, that's lots of hormones right here. Are you going to have the energy or no?
No.
Are you with me or are you going to sleep?
Yeah.
So you're not going to have energy unless you give yourself something to have energy from. And everybody think if I'm ate that big of a meal, I should have energy. You think it works that way?
No.
It doesn't work that way. A piece of apple, a bite of apple in the morning, or grapes, will do more good than eggs and pancake and syrup and bread and all of that stuff. You follow me or not?
Right.
Be simple in the way you treat your body. Don't overload always, the more the better, the more the better. No, don't listen to that tongue, because it's going to take you to the grave. That tongue is trained for sugar and ice cream and chocolate and sweets and bacon and all of that stuff is trained from TV, from the stores, from the one. That's how we get used to it. I'm asking my brothers, you know, the Tamil father and he's my brother, and then my other brother, when we sit down for dinner, and then the wives, like his mother and other, they know exactly what me and my brother want. We are farmers. So you will see in the middle of the table, lettuce that much, tomato that much, cucumber that much in the middle of the table. And I believe, Shelly, you've been in these houses and you've seen that yourself. Why is that? Why do we like lettuce and tomatoes and cucumber? Wow, what is this? Does it have any taste? But for us, it has taste. You follow me or no?
Yes.
Because when we come from the village, what's in the village of Egypt consist of? A village in Egypt consists of adobe houses for thousands of years, no electricity, no sewer, no running water. Everything is fresh water from the Nile on the ground, and that's how life is very simple. But when you come from school, what do you see? You walk in, you see the animals, you walk between the animals, you want to say hi to your mom, you give her a kiss, and she's sitting in front of the adobe oven, making the bread, and put it in the oven, and then giving you one bread, and give the other boy one bread. She has 6 boys, everyone one bread. And she said, go to the garden and find yourself some food. Go to the garden and find yourself some food. And my dad, very smart, he's a teacher, and he's a farmer. He will have everything you can imagine in that garden. There's tomatoes, there is lettuce, there is cucumber, there is whatever you feel like it's there, organically. Then you go around and you take it, and you're lucky if you wash it. If you're so hungry, you eat it without washing, which is no, but sometimes we did that. So in any case, that's how you get parasites. But in any case, we ate the stuff. We sit as boys together and we eat in the stuff with the piece of bread. For us, it's like a meal. It's like a feast. You follow me? God, praise to Him, He makes a human being love anything He created, even simple tomatoes. It has a special flavor and taste. Have you ever noticed that nobody hates salad? Everybody loves salad. Have you seen somebody hate salad? You eat the salad, you sense that belongs to you, that you like it, right or wrong. And until you put all the stuff over, you didn't even ruin it. But for us, when we sat, 3 of us in Chicago, this area here, we would look at the table for onions, for cucumbers, for lettuce, for tomatoes, and we give each other some like this, and we start eating that first. Then after that, we eat the fruits. And after that, his mother gets mad, says, now you're full. You're not going to eat the baked stuff that causes cancer, and you're not going to eat all the grease I created and all of that. And I said, oh, what about it? We saved it for you. You see, you are what you eat. So in this case, what you said is right about fibers and cellulose helps the digestive system, helps you to absorb, help you to be healthier, because your stomach is not this size anymore. Your stomach is this size with the fibers. And when you finish, it goes back to this size again. These are what we're talking about today, the hormones that we need. Those hormones, it will give us the quality of life. What is the function of a hormone then? The quality of life depends on hormones. Without the estrogen, a woman will never be a woman. Without testosterone, a man never be a man. Without DHA, nobody can even think. And if you look at the article on DHA with you, this is something I want you to take home with you, because I know every word in it. This is a hormone, another hormone, that was discovered about 12, 14 years ago. And who knows what kind of hormone we discover next year and the year after and the year after. We discovered there's a hormone. Listen to this. Don't waste your time reading right now. We discovered there's a hormone that was discovered in 1964. And we were not told about it, us doctors, until 1994. Who discovered it? Universities. Who did they told it to? Drug companies. And the drug companies kept the secret for 30 years. And then they would try to make a drug. They couldn't make the drug to make money, right? Then they had to, by law, there's a law in this country, that's why this country is a great country. There is laws we follow that you got to release this information to the public. It was released that there is a DHA hormone in every human. That DHA hormone gets down with age. Normal is 1100. When you get older, at the age of 20, it goes down to 800. 30, it goes down to 500. 40, it goes down to 300. 50 goes down to 100. Then 60 goes down to 50. 70 goes down to 25. You see? And that's a hormone God made. So the scientists, they want to find out what's the story behind that hormone. What is it? What does it do? It's such complicated, the word. DHEA, dihydroxyandrogen testosterone, that's a big, big hormone. We find out that that hormone is missing also in animals that gets old. So they said, okay, fine. If we take an old mice and give him DHA IV, how would he do? The mice became young again. They said, wow. What about if we give it to human? Then they find out you have to give it to human only from one source, sunflower seed oil. Then we extracted it from sunflower seed oil, we give it to human. We find out, wow, it does lots of things. So the articles you have, that are divided to two kinds. Easy to read articles, you're going to see, from Cambridge and University of San Francisco in the beginning, and harder to read in the end is chemistry. So I've given you both. I've given you all the universities that publish all of this about. DHEA from sunflower seed oil, so cheap that it costs you $5 a month. That is so plenty. And what does it do? They compared it to Prozac and Paxil and all the antidepressant. They find out it beats them. That the people who take plenty of DHA, do the blood test, and take it, they don't have depression. And then we even have aggression if we overdid it to a man, we give him too much, then he starts being loud and we have to lower it a little bit because he becomes like a wild person. So in any case, we give it to women in a smaller amount because it makes their hormone testosterone, it makes muscles, it builds memory, it fights cancer, it builds the immune system, it builds, it lowers cholesterol, it lowers triglycerides, it does all of these things, and that hormone women need small quantity according to their blood test. Men needs a lot. I used to recommend 50 is the maximum up to about a month ago. Then the reports coming from Japan said, no, that's not enough. Then we went up to 300. Then I started taking the 300 myself, and I said, oh gosh, I don't like the way I feel, you know. It's like, you know, you have all this energy, you have this anger, you have this, you know, you're not yourself. So in any case, I lowered it to gradually increase it from 50 to 100 to 150 for men. Okay? They said, okay, if you have cancer of the prostate, you shouldn't take it. It's just something we put to protect ourselves from being sued. But there is no correlation between DHA and cancer. As a matter of fact, it does prevent cancer. However, the American Medical Association told us, just write it down so nobody can sue you. But DHA have no side effects. DHA also, we give it to people who have infections, viruses, and cancer, and other disease. We find out that immune system went up by 500%. We give it to women in creams on the face. It builds collagen. So now you got a new business. You're going to compete with Mary Kay and all the stuff and Shackley and make your own creams. You know, just grind them and put them with aloe vera and sell them for creams. I gave you some idea to make, you know, to make some money. I don't know. I wouldn't do it, but I would ask. I will just take it. But some people will make DHA creams eventually. They find when you do it on the face, it builds collagen under the skin. So that's how it works. They also find it builds muscles. It builds bones. It prevents osteoporosis, and lots of things. So the article I gave you is about it to indicate that. But the last thing I want to talk about is the situation about, it's 1 hour gone already, about estrogen. estrogen and testosterone. I'm just going to, this actually stuff I wrote 10 years ago, and then I have a book, I write things in it, and I tear it, and then I bring it with me to the lecture to act like I know lots of things. So anyway, the hormone DHA we talked about, beside what you see in the article, and okay, it does reduce the weight for weight loss. People who have taken it have lost weight. In Journal of Aging in 1995 is also reverse aging. But you can't take DHA as a hormone. Where is that hormone? Where did it go? Right here it is. You can't take that DHA without the rest of the enzymes. The enzyme, what's the enzyme made of?
Protein.
And?
Spark of life.
And? No. An enzyme made from 3 parts. Protein, coenzyme called vitamin, and mineral called protetic group. 3 particles. So you have to take supplements with it to make an enzyme. You cannot get enzyme from eggplant or tomatoes. When you eat tomatoes and eggplant and lettuce, you're not going to use the enzyme in those plants because you don't look like tomato. So what happened, we're not tomatoes, so we have to take the enzyme of tomato, break it down, and build our own enzyme, ourselves. You follow me or no? That's how human is. We do our own thing. So the DHA, it helps with that. It does improve sleep. It makes you feel not depressed. And it prevents osteoporosis, it gives you lots of energy, prevents diabetes, heart disease, memory problem. Oh yeah, the memory problem. This was study done in the American psychiatry. They did an aging process. They find that that hormone, with the rest of the supplement, it works better than Aricept and all the drugs they use for Alzheimer's these days. It does also help thinking and help blood sugar and lots of things. It has been used to inhibit cancer from growing. Even the warning on the article says, if you have cancer, don't take it. It actually says you should take it if you have cancer. Somebody asked me that last night. Why is that? I said, because we are in America. Everybody loves to sue you for anything. If they come to your house and they slip on some water, you got a lawsuit. If they touch your car, you touch their car, you got a lawsuit. If a doctor gives a patient some vitamins and he had a headache, he sued them for the headache that did it. We are crazy about, if you are in a McDonald's or a store and there is little water in the corner and you slip down it, you sue the store. As if McDonald's has to clean the floor every second because you don't have any eyes or no brain either, so then you have to naturally sue them. So actually the lots of problem in nutrition is the fear from doctors of being sued and hospitals. And they say, oh, let me stay away from it, I really don't want to be sued, we can't afford it. Because people go after the people who are rich, and hospitals are rich. Then there is lots of things also about DHA. You're going to see it in the article you have. Increases monocytes by 35%, increase growth hormone by 20%, increase B cells by 62%, increase T cells by 40%. Is going to be on the camera. It's going to be increase interferon by 50%. And you know we need interferon for MS and all these diseases. So naturally that DHA is an important thing. Now let's talk about estrogen, because that is something it's very, very tricky, because The second article I gave you, I think, was about soy protein. Do you get that or no?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I made that is because there is a big war against soy protein. Have you received the newsletter that we have put out? We put out a newsletter every 3 months. How many people have received it?
The one on soy.
Soy protein.
Just one.
Yeah, just that one? Okay. There is a mistake in the back of that. It says the Orientals get more cancer. It's less cancer. It's misprint. But anyway, you can see that 95% of people have received it. If you want to receive our newsletter, you got to contact our office. And my phone number, you're going to find it somehow. You ask people about it. I will write it for you. And you tell them, I want to be in the newsletter. We do not send newsletter by email. And that was Tamer's idea, to send it by email. And I'm anti-email. Then I said, no, we're going to send it by typing. You know why I hate email? Because when you get an email on soy protein, you read it so fast and you eat it in the same time and you retain 1% and you put it down, you haven't even finished a couple lines and you do something else. No. We put it in writing, then when you eat, when you drink, when you read it, that's knowledge. And then you can use that, since I printed it for you, use it for your business. Attach the information in it to your newsletter about soy protein. Next month, what we have next month, I think about minerals and other things we're going to come out with. You attach also that. So if you want to get this free information, you call the office. And then that is the only way. By phone. No email to the office. You call the office. And then you talk to somebody in person and get the name of the person you talk to. Because if you don't receive it, I will know who received it and who did not send it out. We have 3 newsletters already out, but at least you will get the soy protein one, and at least also we will get you in the future one. Estrogen, being also in soy protein, being blamed for cancer. I want to tell you that estrogen prevents cancer. It does not cause cancer. And it's estrogen protect, let me just, I think I have articles about estrogen here. See, the problem, I gather all of the stuff and I come to the lecture and I forget to use it and go home. So I think there's one article on an estrogen that I saw, and I really want to show it to you because, okay, thank you so much. Thank you, appreciate that. That article I saw, I used it about 10 years ago, but I just want to show it to you. Okay, I'll be done soon. You don't have to yawn. Okay, I'm almost there, okay? Yeah, I found it right here, the 2 I need to show it to you. Okay, that's enough. I have lots of information. But the thing is, one of the things I have used about 22 years ago, started looking at the estrogen, look at all the hormones women have, and I said, if they have Shaklee vitamins, and they have good circulation, and they have good diet, and they have good hormones, how can they get old? How can they have problems? Then I looked at the scientific things behind it. I find out that the majority of women today will conduct approximately 50%, 1/3 of their life without hormones. So I said, okay, let us study it. We discovered also that the hormones of the body, they all connected with each other. Can you see this behind me?
Yeah.
That's what we talked in the lecture. And that's when somebody come to see me, he said, I want a physical. I said, hi, how are you? And then I will check hormones first, check circulation second, check chemicals, check nutrition, and after I get the result, then okay, this is what we got. And then we have a plan for this, plan for this, plan for this, plan for that. And here is something in general about, I can see that from the reflection, so I'm going to read it from here, that the hormones, estrogen and testosterone, both of them, and DHEA, they protect, the investigators find out that hormones protect the brain from developing Alzheimer. You see that, right? Remember, this is all things that have been published scientifically. You see the very end right here, you see the publisher and everything. So this is all scientific stuff. Eyes, it prevents macular degeneration. And prevents hot flashes, prevents heart disease, prevents colon problem, prevents urine problem, prevents bone problem. Okay, so that's something about estrogen. Men have estrogen, women have estrogen. Men get their estrogen from soy protein. Menopausal complex, we give to men, we give to women. Soy protein, we give to men, we give to women. GLA, we give to men, we give to women. You follow me or no? Because it's not really because it said menopause that you understand that men don't get menopause. There's menopause for men. I know they call it menopause, M-E-M pause. That's just the wrong name. So women get menopause and men get women pause. Okay. In this article right here, this is what we're talking about. Here it is. We have noticed that the brains, when we did PET scans, we have noticed that the women who have enough hormones, the white is activity in the brain. The black is less activity. The women, when they don't have enough hormones, or men, they used to have it, then the brain gets smaller like this. You can see that, right? When we replaced it, they start getting better again. Okay, that is going to be on the DVD. Now, I will show you something even better than that. This is, it's like something that you never see in any magazine. This is how the brain keeps itself fit. This doctor here, Victor Anderson, University of Southern California, had a patient who had Alzheimer. And he was doing research on hormones. And he wondered if Alzheimer have anything to do with hormones or not, memory loss. So he said, okay, fine. Let me give them, in the bottom right here, let me give them estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, all the hormones, and see what happens. They give this lady right here all these hormones. The lady was killed in a car accident. They did an autopsy on her brain. They find out that her brain tissue here was dying from Alzheimer, but she was making new nerve cells next to it. So the brain can regenerate itself if you correct the hormone. So menopausal complex and soy protein and the hormones, if you do the blood test, if you are on Medicare or insurance, they cover all these tests. Medicare never gives us a problem checking hormones or circulation or any of that, or nutrition. They give people problem if the doctor doesn't know what they're doing. If the doctor says, okay, do this test, and he doesn't know why, then he loses his license. The other thing I like to mention before I go to the estrogen is this women here who have low thyroid. Low thyroid hormone can cause fatigue, forgetfulness, and nerve irritability, depression, inability to concentrate, ringing in the ear, hair loss, anemia, dry skin, brittle nails, cold intolerance, elevated cholesterol, and many other problems, the eyelid edema, swelling, all kinds of things. So even one gland, the thyroid, can lead to all of that. Don't believe the blood test. We believe the patient, not the blood test. Because the blood test for thyroid is very inaccurate. The blood test for estrogen and testosterone is very accurate. Okay, before I put that, maybe I put the menopausal complex right here because I was planning to discuss with you on that product. Menopausal complex, it has lots of things in it. It has black quahog, it has flaxseed, it has many things. It does have lots of benefits inside the body. It does protect the body from many diseases. And we cannot just go through every single little thing, but if you're gonna look at it on the YouTube, you can pause it and you can read it. If you cannot read my handwriting, then you can call me. Let's go to the estrogen again. This is really a fantastic review I made on estrogen right here, and I just want to show you how much estrogen is so important with vitamins, with good nutrition, to prevent and treat cancer of the breast. Okay, look at it. The estrogen, now, this is the way estrogen is in the body of the women. Estrogen is made in two parts, in the ovaries from cholesterol. So if you're taking cholesterol medicine, it will block the estrogen from being made. So that is bad. Also, estrogen is made from DHEA in other organs, in the adrenal. When cholesterol makes it in the ovary, it makes estrogen 2, E2. When it's made from DHA, it's called E1. E1 and E2, they mix with each other. When E1 and E2 are made, they get together and they go to the liver. The liver is a big organ, detoxifying organ, is against cancer. So the organ will attach hydroxyl group, OH, right here to it. The liver will attach two hydroxyl groups to the estrogen to make it perfect, that fights cancer. If the liver is sick, have a problem from synthetic hormones of sugar, it can attach 4 OH or 6 OH or 16 OH. You know, it can attach more. If it does, those are bad. If it doesn't, that's good. Then the liver, when he sees that happening, the liver will call on the body to tell the body, I need methylation to get rid of to convert the bad to good. So the liver will use cruciferous vegetables that you eat, like cabbages and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and things like that, or isoflavone that you get in colored fruits and Vivix, vitamin E, C, and green tea, TNG and magnesium, B6 and B12 folic acid, and put them together and convert these 4OH, 6OH to 2OH. So the good one right here. Are you with me already or no?
Yes.
That's why I left it to the end. Okay, now, synthetic estrogen is always 4OH and 16OH.
Oh, gosh.
You follow me?
Yeah.
So you cannot really say estrogen or soy protein cause problems. Soy protein prevents problem. Isoflavone does. So what does a good estrogen do? It does increases phagocytosis. You know what phagocytosis is?
No.
Phagocytosis is when the white blood cells eats cancer cells. So estrogen increases the fighting against cancer, increases apoptosis. If you didn't know the first one, you don't know the second one. Apoptosis when the cells self-destruct. The cancer cell kills itself. It destroys itself. We can talk about that for 2 hours. What's the oncogene, how we create it, what the chromosome looks like, how the gene looks like, how the oncogene works in a child and adult and all of that, how the oncogene cause cancer can become good or can become bad, all related to nutrition. And also, it decreases cell multiplication. You know what that means, right? The cancer cell multiplication will be decreased. Decreased breast cancer. Decreased angiogenesis. When the cancer cell wants to grow, it needs what? Blood. And angiogenesis, if you decrease it, you're going to starve it. You're going to kill it. You follow me or no? So I just want to share with you right here. Oh, decreases aromatase. Aromatase inhibitor is the enzyme that cancer cells have to spread with. So that is how natural estrogen that we can get from Mexican wild yams, we can get from bioidentical, can help us. So there are more information about other things, but I want to just skip the progesterone right here and go to testosterone. Testosterone increases circulation, muscles, energy, muscular weight, oxygenation, sugar, transport, immune, and DHEA, of course, you have all the articles with you. Well, I'm going to stop right here because I don't think your brain is going to accept any more information than that. So that's the time. It's the time. I'm not going to look at my watch, but I'm going to say I'm going to put my phone number in my office that you can call, and you leave your name and the answering machine. And when we get it in the answering machine, we know who you are, and then we'll send the FBI after you. So anyway, the office number is 847-356-9009. My phone number, you only use it for medical questions, 571-3914. And if you have any question that's private that you want to ask about hormones, like sexual questions, and all this stuff, you discuss it in private over the phone line, because that is a good thing to do. Now, anybody have any question? Yes.
Your handout, chronic inflammation. What?
Oh yeah.
Is the hormones?
One of the reasons, but in the future we're going to see that cytokinins, bradykinins, and all that. We see lots of inflammatory things in the arteries inside the body, like fire, inside the eye, in the brain, every place, like fire. Like you can see the redness, you can see the inflammation. We're going to have a scan in my clinic in the future. We are in the process negotiating with Siemens right here to provide us a unit, which originally is $4 million, but I think they're going to give it to us a lot cheaper. And that can tell us exactly where cancer is, where inflammation is, and we do that. And that is something the Medicare doesn't cover, insurance doesn't cover. Patients who want to have it, they can do it only once every 10 years, once every 5 years, and they can see where are the problems starting. Because it's 99% accurate of pinpointing exactly any cancer cell. When we get it, that will probably 6 months before we have it. Any other question? Yes?
You got any suggestions for to increase dopamine?
For what?
Dopamine, increasing dopamine.
Dopamine is from the word dope, means drug. It was named dope in the hippie days when we had happy drugs like marijuana and cocaine and all this stuff. We called it dope, and then we discovered the substance that make people happy called dopamine. So we like to get like serotonin and dopamine and that. I think you have to know, you got to make your own neurotransmitter. You cannot just take things on your own. You're not going to make it. The best thing to do, omega-3, for example, it will do that. Vitamin E, vitamin C, flaxseed, all this stuff, they get involved together. There's over 1,000 hormones makes dopamine. So who is gonna give me supplement in a health food store? You walk in the shelf, GNC and all that, and you see a bottle say dopamine. This is for your memory. This is for your sex. This is for your this, for that. So where do they get this information from?
Well, besides salmon oil, what is krill oil?
I'm really glad you asked that question, if it's not related to the lecture, but you do have lots of knowledge, I can see that. Krill was discovered to have a different kind of omega-3 about 6 months ago. So krill, which is a little tiny shrimp in the ocean that the whales live on it and many fishes, it's the most abundant type of fish in the ocean, shrimp in the ocean. They discovered in the joints of that krill, it moves a lot in the bottom of the ocean under very high pressure. They have omega-3 that only work in the joints. And the salmon have omega-3 and only work on the heart and the eye and the brain.
And flax? Is it for the joints and the heart?
Flax is very good, but you can get it from olive oil and you can get it from any other oil. But you're comparing krill, that's a superior product, to flax is not a superior product. You can get it from salad oil, corn oil, and all that. But krill, we will have, I think we Shaklee will have krill supplement omega-3 in the future. I think that takes a long time to check for lead and mercury and pollution in the products and things like that. But eventually, we're going to have lots of krill. Be careful when you buy krill products because it has to say that the mercury and the lead and all that has been removed.
Well, I thought they were naturally pretty pure, being in the cold waters, in Antarctica and all that.
No, my friend, the krill lives 10,000 feet deep. They are in the depth right there. And the ships, when they dump all this heavy stuff, it goes down. And when Japan had the nuclear accident, that's heavy metal. Heavy means it went to the bottom. So krill has to be depolluted. And also salmon has to be depolluted. It's not hard to depollute them. You just get the oil and mix it with EDTA and blend it and then filter it, and you remove 99% of all the mercury and lead and all this stuff. Yes?
Do you think, you're talking about the menopause complex, I always thought it was, for premenopause, do you think all women, all of us Shackley women that are after menopause should still take?
Oh, I think every man and woman should be taking it. It's a fantastic supplement at any age.
The amount that it says on the bottle, 2.5?
No, I would not never follow the bottle recommendation.
What would you follow?
No, because they're not doctors, exactly, to
How much?
recommend. They write what they think. I think one a day is enough.
How much?
One.
Oh, one, okay.
Yeah, I think when you add the amount of supplement in the vitalizer and in this and this and this and this, it's going to be so many pills.
Right, I know.
People are going to get tired of it.
Right.
So make it simple. It said vitalizer, soy protein, minerals, extra calcium, vitamin D, CoQ10, now alfalfa, and then now let's get to the other things.
Yeah.
And then they're going to ask you how much omega-3 I'm going to, how much, GLA I'm going to take. Tell them one. Why? Because the more you give, the more they're going to say, I don't want to continue with that. But most of the Shaklee supplements for every age. It's natural, it's bioidentical, it's what the body wants. Yes, sir.
Is it possible to take, if you take DHA at too young an age, would it cause dependency? Or your body
What's that?
adjust by making less of natural?
DHA, no, DHA in young age, you do the blood test. And it depends. We had the children, we find the level is 1,000. They don't need DHA. We have other children at level 25. So we give it to them. It depends how much stress they were under, because stress burn hormone, insomnia burn hormones, lack of exercise, and having the wrong friends burn hormones, because you have friends that are good at calling you in the end of the night, give you all the bad news of the day. These are the people you have to get rid of. So this, children sometimes get affected by stress. The parents are yelling at each other, or the father is yelling at the child, or mother yelling at the child. Children are very sensitive to these things.
Anyhow, you would never recommend it given to a child without being under doctor's.
Absolutely. You got to do the blood tests, you got to check things. Please do not, the stuff that's safe, like Doris said, you know, the alfalfa and this, is safe. If you start to get involved in hormones or DHA and all that, you need to get it checked. You just can't go on your own and do it, because it might not hurt you, but why? Why take it? Yes?
You mentioned about 4 a.m. the hormones wake up, and it's a little silly, but I've been getting up at 4 a.m. and I wonder why I get up so often. Is that like a signal that they're all off or something? I mean, it's curious.
It could be two reasons. One, you may have slept early and you had enough sleep.
No, it just...
It could be. I don't know your life, so I really don't know. It could be that you have enough sleep. It could be something at 4 o'clock wake you up. Sometimes the heater in the house kicks in more at maybe the air is stagnant. It's not fresh air in the room. Maybe you are too hot, and maybe you need to go to the bathroom. So I really think that the waking up that you are alert at 4 is not normal. There's something in the dream, something bothering you. I don't think related to hormones.
Okay.
Maybe hypoglycemia, maybe you need more water. The body needs something. That's why I wake you up.
Right, but not hormones.
Not hormones.
Okay.
Any other question? Yes?
What can you do for a fatty liver?
There's not much you can do for that, but you got the DTX, you got the Nutrafran, you got the vitamins. Liver is good at recovering again, and I think you have to know why it's fatty. Is it alcohol related? Is it hepatitis C related? Is it carbon tetrachloride? Is it herbicides? Is it infection? And then the liver also needs its own supplements program. But his liver is good to recover back, but when it goes bad to fatty liver and liver cirrhosis, you're talking about something pretty serious. Thank you very much, and you have a good night.